Does anybody else find themselves waiting forever for rain to stop in this game? Because I am waiting for this rain to stop because it is very, very loud, very, very annoying, and I'm just waiting, let's say, for a fresh day so that we can get started on our build. So I'll be back in 2 minutes when the rain stops. Right, now the rain has stopped, let's hit the pause button and let's see if my idea can come to life. So I'm going to speed build this, I'll come back in the voiceover, but my whole idea with this is going to depend on how high I can lift the path above the pool, because I want this to be an interactable water activity. You'll see what I mean. Let's go! Okay, so like I just explained, we are going to be finding how high above the water we can put the path. Because the whole idea of this is doing a walkway across the water. So I'm just playing about here to find out how high or how low I can take the path. So what we're going to do, we are going to build this walkway all the way across. We're going to barrier it off and we're going to use that as our base. From there, I'm going to build one of the Tippy bucket thins. Do they have a name? Tippy bucket thins. So I'm going to build one of the Tippy bucket thins, and that's what it will be known as for this video. And I'm going to build some water shooting, squirting thingies, some interactive water shooters going off of it. I think it will look quite cool as long as we can get the right effect. So here, these metal barriers, I absolutely love them. As long as you can get the colour right, they look amazing. So there you just see me playing about with the colour a little bit, trying to get what I want, and then these beams are scalable and they are absolutely perfect for what I'm after. You can colour them and they can go even really, really small. I think they're going to become one of my most used pieces. Like some of the pieces in this game, they're colourable, yeah, but once you colour them, you can still see like the material effect. But with these beams, it comes the perfect colour that you choose. So you can just see me messing about with the rails here, getting them to be exactly how I want, and then we're going to copy them around the whole platform, and we're going to try and make it look like one of those like water play area things. Does water play area things make sense? Anyway, let's get this built. So you can see me selecting them and copying them around. That copy and paste tool is actually a lifesaver. Imagine trying to sit and do everything by hand. Copy and pasting is so much faster. But that's the thing with this game, it's like you make your own tools, you make your own little toolkit, and once you've got everything how you want it, you can then put that where you want it to be. So we're just finishing up with these last few beams here, and I want to know from you guys, what do you want to see me build in this game? Because I'm trying to make like a realistic like UK style water park. So I want to know what your ideas are for what to build in this park. I know that in a couple of episodes time, or maybe even the next episode, I'm going to be changing that entrance because I don't like it. I think I've put more detail into everything else in this park, and now when I look back on it, it doesn't look as good as the rest. I hope my vision's starting to come across now because I think my colour scheme's looking really good here. That's where I'm finding I'm happy with it. I just need to find a way to do a roof over the top, and then it'll be perfect. So this is where I decide that we're going to put the water guns on the front of it. Now I'm trying to go for like that typical theme park style with the big yellow water gun, a little button on the back, maybe you put some coins in to make it work. And to use it, obviously I've made it with the art shapes, but to make the little buttons I use the TV mount, and if you scale that all the way down you just end up with this like tiny little button. So we've got a lever on the top, and then there's a button on the back. And then obviously we're going to put the water effect squirting out of it. But I think that works quite well. I mean, if you guys think you can do anything better, let us know and I'll make a little change. But no, I'm really happy with how that's turned out. Now, if we're going to do the Tippy bucket thing, we need to raise this up a bit and we need to put a bit of a roof on. Now, I know I'm calling it the Tippy bucket thing, but if anyone knows what the actual name of this is, please, please, please pop it in the comments. Because I want to know, does it actually have a name or is it just the Tippy bucket thing? So this balcony that we're creating across there is going to be where it splashes down onto. And then this is where we're lifting up and we're going to work out how we're going to do the bucket. So those 3 pots over there were 3 things that I was trying to work out what would be the best to scale up, what would look good on here, but I didn't think any of them was going to work. So we ended up scaling up some of the aquatic piping and making our own bucket. I'm putting down a few of the pieces here just as like a guide to help me finding the pieces as we're going to go and do them. But yeah, if there is anything bigger that I'll might find later on, I might swap this out, because I do think the bucket might be a little bit small for what I was aiming for. But unless we're going to build a custom bucket, I don't think there is anything that scales up quite large enough. So we'll just make do with what we've got for now. This is me messing about with it because I've never used one of these motors before. So played about with it. Turns out you can make it turn a quarter turn, and you can also set it so that it goes off every hour, but we do that later on. Because obviously you wouldn't be tipping the bucket every 5 minutes, it takes its time to fill in that. So the only setting I could find that was like intermittent was to do it every hour. Oh, this is where it was playing up. When you're working with these, it's always best to pause them. If you don't pause the game and they're moving around, you try to attach a piece onto a moving piece and then it doesn't set right. But if you pause the game and then do it, it should sit on quite nicely, like the way that bucket is there. Now this is trying to find what's the best splash animation. Oh, I forgot I did this. So in the game there are these water pieces. So I put down the 4 ones to make a circle and I scaled them up, because to me, when a bucket tips, it wouldn't be empty. So let's make it look like it's got water in it. I think I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing, that looks quite funny now. But once all these effects are onto a sequencer, I think it works out fine, but I might end up having to play about with them off camera. Oh, and yeah, I also branded it, because I think when you go to like these water parks and all that, they always like to put some kind of advertisement, some kind of branding on their big attractions. So in my mind, this was sponsored by Cosmic Cow. It's in the same way when you go to many like UK theme parks and attractions. The amount of times you see the Walls logo stuck everywhere, that's the idea I'm going off with this, because in the Plancroy universe, Cosmic Cow is the Walls. The Walls? The Walls are sitting on the floor, yeah. But no, I really hope you understand what I mean. Like, I tried to use that brand in the same way that they would be advertising on attractions in the UK. Now we're just going to build a pipe up the top, because obviously it has to fill up. Like, how else are you going to put water into it? And I think, apart from the roof, we are near enough done. So, here we go. Just copying on from where we were. We're just going to take the roof, follow the pattern, and we're going to put it over both sides. And then once that's done, I think we're going to be putting this into place. It should sit nicely over the pool. Yeah, we'll just clear up after ourselves. Oh, I forgot it doesn't take the path unless you select that way. Now we'll hover this right over the edge, because we built the lid perfect for this. And it sits there, and guests should be able to walk up and down it and use it. So here I'm just experimenting as to whether we're going to do a bit of different path on this side, but I don't think we are. We're going to continue with the path we use everywhere else, and we're going to make it match all nicely in. And then we're going to fence off the edges, and we're going to make it look like one cohesive area. And I think this has turned out really, really well, and I'm proud of it. Just copying over the little mushroom fountains? Fountains? Yeah, mushroom fountains, let's call them that. They're little mushrooms, I like them. But I was surprised when I saw that that was a piece in the game, because genuinely, I thought that something like that we'd have to make ourselves. But no, not actually in the game. I was proud of that. And here we are, we're just going over and finishing off our little picnic area we started there, so we can make like one full area over the side. I'll tell you what, when I looked in the fencing in this game and saw that there was no wooden fence, I didn't really know what to do because I use wooden fence in everything. Planet Coaster 1, half of my place was covered in wooden fences. But I did find in the resort pieces there's like a trim that looked exactly like a wooden fence, so it was perfect. And then we'll just fence off this area here, and then that is our picnic area done on the end. So what do you guys think? Do you think it looks good? And I'm going to come back in the real time in just a minute. I'll see you there. Alright, so let's just jump back in for a little bit of a real-time point of view. So I've made sure to stop this just before the hour, because when you set a event on a trigger, you can make it go every hour. So this bucket up here is going to tip every hour. Now it's 5:57, but as you can see, this is the play area we've worked on, and I've made it so that guests can actually use it. I'm not sure where they're stuck because the path is all connected, but I think it looks really good. So 5:58 now. We're just going to wait until this bucket tips, and then you'll be able to see all the effect that I've set up. I really like how these water cannons have come out. I think it gives the whole effect a little bit more life to it. 6 o'clock, here we go. I mean, it's not perfect, but for my first time using the triggers, I think I'm happy with that. Who knows, we might come back to it once we get a bit further into the game and we're a bit happier. So I was finishing off this picnic area in the last bit of the footage there. I think this looks really nice. Maybe we should add a entrance here as well. Should we call it that? That way they can get in. And then I've left this little bit open as we're going onto the small splash pad with the slides, and then we've got the large splash pad over there. I love that purple and the blue. I think that looks really, really nice together. I don't know about you, but I think this is really starting to come together. This looks really good. So I'll just leave you with some shots of this.